another day and another week of Morning Momentum. Glad that you could join us today. Last week, we dealt with the importance of ensuring that our physical bodies are strong for the pursuit of our purpose and our God-ordained destiny. This week, we're going to continue speaking about the ensuring that we are strong and ready for whatever challenges might be required of us. But this week, we're going to talk about the necessity, the need to be strong in our minds and our thought processes. In Romans chapter 12, verses 1 and 2, Paul admonishes the church at Rome that we prove the will of God not by conforming to the world that we live in, but by being transformed by the renewing of our minds. The Amplified Bible renders that portion of Scripture and sheds more light on exactly what transforming of the mind is to look like when it says, "Be transformed and progressively changed as you mature spiritually by the renewing of your mind, which is focusing on godly values and ethical attitudes." There's an old expression that simplifies this truth, and that expression is simply this: junk in, junk out. If you feast on junk, books, media, peers, etc., your mind is going to reflect the junk that you feast upon. Ultimately, you will not prove the will of God because you have established a pattern of simply conforming to the world around you. However, when you read books that challenge your mind to think properly and progressively, when you watch and you listen to things that are inputting godly values and ethical attitudes into your life, then there is a progressive change that takes place as your thoughts and beliefs are strengthened and fortified. What does that mean? Well, just like last week we talked about moderation in our diet, eating an Oreo cookie 1 or 2 times a week likely is not going to tip the scales, literally. However, a consistent diet of sweets and food that offers the body no nutritional value is going to end with irreparable repercussions. So, it is with that in mind, spending 30 minutes here and there playing a video game or scrolling through social media probably is not going to destroy your life. However, spending multiplied hours playing video games with no redeeming value, waking in the morning to spend hours flipping through social media updates, the long-term impact is going to be a dull mind and wasted potential. Incessantly feeding on the bad news through television, web pages, and other forms of media is going to impact your attitude and your outlook. Instead of feasting on the outlets that are spewing garbage into our minds, choose to turn your attention to things that are going to strengthen your mind and shift your focus to godly values. In the place of 30 minutes in the morning of searching social media to learn who had what for breakfast, spend 15 minutes in prayer and read 1 chapter of the Bible. In the place of 2 hours of Fortnite or NBA Live, spend 30 minutes listening to an audiobook that focuses on successful habits, and then 30 minutes working to implement those habits in your life. 40 years ago, the UNCF launched a campaign slogan that stated, "The mind is a terrible thing to waste." Their objective was to raise awareness and funds to be able to aid in more African American youth being able to attend college. 40 years later, because of that campaign, over $1 billion have been raised and 350,000 African Americans have been able to attend college as a direct result of that campaign. Of a truth, the mind is a terrible thing to waste. Determine today that you will strive to prove the will of God for your life by investing in the transformation of your mind, by focusing on things that are benefiting you and not just wasting your time.